Hey guys, it's me, Whitney. I wanted to do this video today because earlier I was really happy and excited and I was doing a lot of work, but then I fell into a rut. And usually I fall into a rut when I have a period of time of stagnant growth. Like I'm not growing, there's nothing happening. And so it makes me think if nothing's happening, I'm like, oh my God, nothing's ever going to happen. And my mind just starts racing and I start, getting into this like depressive mood. And I start questioning everything and all actions that I do. And, I wanted to go over how this affects a lot of people in terms of like whatever you're doing, whatever you're pursuing, whatever your goal is. And as gold diggers, and that's GOAL, gold diggers, I think that it's completely normal. We're human. We have to consume inspiration and motivation to be able to continue moving forward and doing the things that we enjoy and that inspire us to keep on doing stuff. So if that sentence makes sense, but I have to really delve deep and be like, okay, you're not operating in your normal function of inspiration, so you need to go out there and find something to inspire you, somebody's story to inspire you. And the person I had today was Nicole Bitchie. I went on her website. I am Nicole. She just popped up on my timeline, so it is divine providence, right? And so I've been on her website. I've read her story, but sometimes it takes a rereading to refresh and re-inspire you. So, and it's so similar to my own story and what's going on in my life that it was what I needed. It was exactly what I needed to be where I needed to be. To you know, and basically her story, you guys can check it out on I Am Nicole. It's under her bio. Is how when she decides to go into blogging. At first, it's not. At first, you might have supporters in your family, and your family always think it's going to be the direct supporters, but you have to be the strong one because as much as it's your dream and they'll support you, they can only support you so far as they can understand you, if that makes sense. And when I say that, she was saying how she at the time she was living at her aunt, but then after a point, she had her aunt kicked her out because she was like, oh, she couldn't understand why Nicole was spending so much time, on the internet or on the computer, or doing this stuff and not getting paid for it, and why she wasn't applying to a job at like Walmart. Oh my God, how this is so similar to my life story because my family wants me to do the same thing. And that's not to say it's a bad thing, but I am more of a dreamer and outside the box person than them. Like there there's different learning styles and there's different working styles. People are motivated by different things and that dictates what careers is gonna make them more happy. And for me, I am more motivated by feeling I have to feel like I am doing something or doing work that is making somebody else's life a little bit better. I don't like to work for money, if that makes sense. And for people who do like to work for money, it won't make sense for you, and that's okay. It doesn't make sense for you. Your learning or working style is you work for money. That you work for money for your family, you work for money to have it in your bank, you just work for money for yourself. But you work for money because that's what is your working style, and there's nothing wrong. Just like there's nothing wrong with having different learning styles. Some people are auditory, visual, kinesthetic. They have to learn through movement or whatever, or physical action. Yeah, again, nothing wrong with each individual one. It's just a personality thing. But for me, just getting a job just to get a job is not inspiring. And I feel like it's a lot of times I feel like it takes away from the time I could be spending building something of my own that I can feel passionate about. And so she was going over how she was kicked out by her family because they couldn't understand that. And I don't think it necessarily means that they didn't love her or they didn't believe in her ability, but they couldn't understand it. And so in my family, that's the same thing. Nobody's gonna understand it as much as I can what I'm doing. They're gonna think, oh, she's on the computer, she's not working as hard. But they don't realize what I'm doing, and they don't realize what it takes and what I'm doing and why it's so important and why I can't settle for a job at Walmart earning minimum wage just to you know, do what what they're willing to do. Like that's what they care about. I don't care so much for those day-to-day things that is a necessity for them. If I'm not gonna buy clothes, if I don't have money to buy clothes, that's fine. I don't I don't mind not having money to buy clothes or whatnot. But what I do care about is building my business. Like put all my money in my business and get it to grow. That's how much I would do because I really believe in it. And yeah, I was just feeling in a rut, and I read her story, and it just re-inspired me because it made me realize I'm not alone. This is not a first-time experience. I'm not crazy, or I'm just the right amount of crazy to be doing this, you know. And if anybody can be inspired by this story, I completely encourage you to again go to her bio, go to her website. I am Nicole. I'll put a link over here. Um, and check that out. But she also went over a book she read. She read The Secret, and you guys know I already read that book, and I've tweeted about it before. But it just reminds me, guys, we have to feed ourselves. Like it has to be a practice, just like you get up, you eat, and do all that stuff. It has to be a practice that you read stories that will inspire you, that juice you up. In my old job, we used to have this